I'm Elisa, and this is the first video in a series where I'm going to teach you how to play Sevcik on the viola. And if you don't know what Sevcik is, totally fine. I probably wouldn't have either. It's basically the name of a person who wrote a book about viola technique, actually violin and viola technique too. So it's super effective in getting our hands strong and working how we want them to in order to play fast and accurately. I discovered Sevcik when I was in graduate school at the New England Conservatory, and I found it to be among the most effective things that I did to get stronger as a player. So right off the beginning here, this is what my book looks like. And I'm probably going to provide you with a PDF copy so you can just print and follow along with me. And this video is designed to be played with. So you can either just watch it and learn how we're doing it, but you're also totally welcome to play along and we can learn this together. And what you're gonna find is that, yes, I'm a professional player, but I'm no means, perfect. So I'll be making adjustments and things as I play. But basically, to start off, here's the first page. And this is the page that I'm gonna go over today. Looks like that. And I'm just gonna do the first line. And what this is, and what Sevcik, like the concept of Sevcik, is basically taking a very small pattern, like a group of 4 notes, and starting very, very slowly, making sure that they're like as perfect as we can make them, and then getting faster and faster and faster until we're super fast, and then moving on to the next one. So to explain this, actually I'm gonna hold this up again. Each one of these measures is not designed to be played just like normal music. We don't just play it like this. We just play one measure over and over and over and over and over again until we play really, really fast. And then we finish it. And then we move on to the next one. And there's a little description up here, but I will demo that for you as well. So how this is done is it's great to do it with a metronome tuner. I love this one. And you can play just looking into the tuner so that you're playing in tune, or it's also really awesome to play with a drone. And the amazing things about, a drone is when you play to a sound. So on mine, for example, I can hit sound and I can pick a note that I want to play with. And the cool thing about drones is that you can literally play with like pretty much any note, and it will give you some center of tonality to adjust your intonation to. So I recommend that if when you're practicing your Sevcik, you encounter a pattern where there's a note that's hard to get in tune, go ahead and put that drone onto that note, and all of a sudden you'll really be able to tell if you're playing it in tune and how things are lining up. So before I get started, I'm going to review some hand shape concepts. So when we're doing this, we want our hands to be sort of in an idealized hand shape, and we want our wrists to be nice and sort of elegant here as an extension of our this part of our arm, our forearm. We don't want to be too far out this way. We don't want to be too far in, something nice in between. I'm a pretty petite person, so in order for me to play the viola, I'm quite close to the instrument, but I'm not gripping. I'm not like closed like this. I'm just sort of hovering around it. So when we're doing these exercises, each time we put our finger down, we want our wrist and this part of our hand and our knuckles to be as still as possible, okay? So we don't want this kind of thing to be happening when we're playing. We want to have our hand be still, and then ultimately when we're playing across the instrument, we can sort of drop our fingers down and hover across that way. So today, on this first line in the Sevcik book, I'm going to be playing on the D string, and I'm going to play each measure a bunch of times with a metronome. And I'm going to do this I'm going to start at 40. And then I'm gradually going to get faster and faster, and I'm going to double it. So in this first one, I'm going to stop and explain what I'm doing as I'm sort of going about it. So in the first measure here, our notes are open D, 1 and 2, and like depending on your level, it's totally fine to play a high 2 or a low 2. All of these exercises can be done in every key. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a low 2 to start. Or maybe I should do a high 2. Nah, I'll do a low 2 to start. And the low 2 is tricky. It's surprisingly hard to do the low 2 if you're just starting out. But we're gonna go ahead and do it as written here on my page in C major. So here we go. I'm gonna turn on my metronome. Hopefully you can hear that. Let's see, maybe I'll put it a little bit closer to the... Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set myself up, and depending on the pattern, maybe I wanna start with my 3rd and 4th finger down on the string, because when we're doing this, the 3rd and 4th finger really decides what our hand shape is, because it's easy enough to put 1 and 2 down, but then once we put 3, all of a sudden we have to make a big adjustment. And we really don't want that to happen. We want to be there already. So to start, I always recommend people put 3 and 4 down and make those fingers nice and cozy, and then reach back with that first finger. Reach back so that you can know that your hand is lined up. And as you get down to like this C string, for example, my elbow is super far forward, my knuckles are really high. I'm basically trying to get as above the instrument as I possibly can. But today I'm just gonna do the D string. So here we go. I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna play nice and slow, 1 note per click, and I'm gonna do separate bows to start. Okay, and as I'm doing this, I'm listening for intonation, tone quality. I'm going through my checklist to make the most beautiful sounds that I can and to play as accurately as I can with my hand being pretty still. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start. 1 and 2, go. So that's my pattern. I'm gonna do it over and over again. Checking my hands, on both hands really. Checking my intonation. Okay, then now I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna go twice as fast. 1 and 2, go. To reach for relaxation. Okay, and now I'm going to double it again. So it's going to be like a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that speed. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, go. Nice and relaxed. Trying to get those knuckles still. Okay, and I'm going to go doubling it again. So that would be like, so my metronome is at 40, and sometimes it can be tricky to keep going faster and faster with a slow click. So something I always suggest for my students is, as you're getting faster and faster, to kind of be kind to yourself and make the metronome faster to support you, so that you can think more about your hand and the intonation than just trying to keep up with the metronome. It doesn't need to be hard. The metronome is there to help you, not be another obstacle. So 1 and 2 and 1 and okay, so let's see, I was doing 40, now I'm gonna do 80. Okay, so now we've got 80, and I think I'm gonna just demonstrate this again, just so you're following along here. So now my click is faster, it's a little easier. Right? So I kind of switched to slurring there at the end, because if it gets pretty fast, it's not really feasible to do a separate bow there. But I hope that made sense. Where as you're doing this, we're trying to get faster and faster. We're doubling it. We're exactly doubling it every time. And as we're doing it, feel free to double the metronome. I started at 40, which is quite slow. And it can be tricky to play with a slow metronome. So just double it, 80, 160, and you'll find that will make it a little bit easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and go on to the next pattern now. And actually, maybe I'll just leave it at 80, because that'll be a little easier for some of us to follow, I think. So now I'm gonna start off at a speed where I'm gonna play one note for 2 clicks, okay? And the pattern is 1, 2, 3, 2. That's the next pattern on this line. So here we go. Taking a nice deep breath in, checking my hand shape, 3rd finger. Here we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go twice as fast. Now I'm 1 note per click. And I'm gonna double it again, 2 notes per click. Da, 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 da. Okay, and now 4 notes per click. Da, 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 da. Okay, and then I'm gonna try 8. Wish me luck. Okay, you don't have to do it for that long, really, when you're doing this. Even just doing it a couple of times is great. And oh, actually, I should probably like break down a couple of practice techniques for that. You can practice at the speed in short little bursts. That can be kind of effective. Ooh, and for this, maybe doubling the click again. I'm gonna make it 160. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. Or you can end on the click to click. That's a really good way to go, because then you're more sure that you're playing at the right speed. So that would be like a 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, maybe not so very, just a little fast for that. I think you get the idea. So you can move your metronome up and down and just start slow and gradually get faster. That's sort of like a classic way to learn to play faster. But I do like what I call like the stop method, where you arrive at the target tempo and you just play it for a short little burst. But you gotta kind of work your way up there before going full throttle at tempo, even for a short period of time. Okay, great. So I'm gonna move on to the next one. I'm gonna go back down to 80. Okay, the next pattern is 2, 3, 4, 3. So any pattern with a fourth finger is pretty challenging. So just be kind to yourself. Don't get frustrated. You'll see that, you know, I might even struggle with this one. We'll see. I'm not sure. I haven't done it in a little while. Okay. So I'm going to start off getting my hand all ready to go. And like this sort of classic viola thing is where our third finger and fourth finger is balanced and we're reaching back with that first finger here. Reaching back. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 3 is my pattern. So I'm going to start off at the first tempo where I'm playing one note for 2 clicks. Okay, here we go. So you should do it until it feels like not too hard. Feels a little bit more relaxed. Make sure you can breathe. Check your intonation with that fourth finger. One more time. Okay, great. So now I'm going to do the next beat where I'm going to play one note per click. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. One more time. Okay, good. I think I forgot to mention also when you're doing this, to don't play with vibrato. If vibrato is something that is in your practice, just omit it. And we're really shooting for straight tones that are really in tune. So, okay, even in doing this speed, I can feel this. You know, I feel a stretch in my pinky. I'm having to work a little bit harder. And the pinky is really tricky in that, like, there are certain guidelines that we use for our fingers, but I find that the pinky is sort of a free-for-all in terms of everybody's different. Everybody's pinky is a different length and a different sort of strength. So I subscribe to like a little bit more of a, I dare I say flat, but a flat-ish pinky relative to the other fingers. All the other fingers are super, super, super curved, but that pinky, if I go too curved and I'm playing on the tippy tip of my pinky, there's just nothing there. It's just the tiniest little bit of flesh. So we need a little bit more meaty part. So I'm playing more in this sort of fatty part of my finger towards the tip, but not the absolute tip because there's just not a lot there to go off of. So I'm a little bit lower down here and I can have a little bit more strength if my pinky is a little bit more flattish. And I know that some other exceptional violists have employed that. I studied with Roger Tapping at some point, God rest his soul. He was the violist in the Juilliard String Quartet, and he was a pretty big guy. He was over 6 feet, 6 something, and he also used a flattish pinky, and so that made me feel kind of better that, yeah, I think sometimes that can be good, but it's not for everybody. Sometimes people really do like quite a curved pinky, depending on your proportions. So basically experiment and find what works for you. Doing Sevcik can be a great way to get there. Okay, sorry to sort of sidetrack us there on a little bit of a tangent, But so now here we are. We're going to the next speed. Wish me luck. I'm wishing you luck. You can do it. It'll be what it will be. It's okay. It's enough. Okay, here we go. So we were just doing 1 note per click. So now we're going to do 2 notes per click. Or sorry. Yes. Da, 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 da. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. Or maybe that's what we were just doing. I'll do it again just for good luck here because it's that pinky. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2, go. Nice and relaxed. Reach for that pinky. Reach back for the first finger. It's especially hard with that low too. One more time. Okay, good. Maybe shake it out, shake it out. When you're doing these things, it can be quite potent and powerful practice to play the Sevcik patterns. So do keep in mind that you want to make sure that you're not hurting yourself. Stop, shake it out. Maybe give yourself a break if it's starting to hurt, if you're starting to feel pain of any kind. Make note of it. Talk about it with your teacher. You don't want to hurt yourself. You want your alignment to be nice and ergonomic so that you can do these things. Okay, so now I'm gonna go for the next speed. 4 notes per click. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. Low 2, 3, 4. I'm setting myself up every time. Breathe. Okay, shake, 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 shake. And now I'm gonna try even faster and we'll see. I'm gonna do myself a favor here and I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna go to 160. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. We'll find out. Okay, here we go. Try it again. I'm gonna stop method myself with this one because it's tricky. So I'm gonna just do it for a little burst and then I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna burst and I'm gonna stop. And again. 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, it's tricky. But we're doing it. We did it. Yay! I'd like to think that there'll be a day where I'm not like, whoa, I did it. But I don't think that day will exist. I think it's that hard. It will always be that hard. But I could do it. So, hey, that's great. Good for me. Good for you for being here too, practicing with me. Okay, one more time, and then we're going to move on to the next group of patterns, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, yay. That felt good. So I feel like I just worked out and get stronger. Okay, turn that off for a second. And so now I'm going on to the next group of patterns. And if you notice in this page, which I hope you can find at my website to follow along with, there are 3 different measures with the same type of repeating pattern. So it's sort of like, these are like, there's like a pattern that is moving, up the hand basically in the same intervals. And there's 3 of them. So we just did a group of 3, and now I'm gonna do the next group of 3, and then the final group of 3. And I think I'm gonna move through these other groups a little faster just so this video isn't like crazy long, because I'm sure you're probably getting a little bored right now, but I'm not bored. I'm having a great time. Thanks for being with me. Okay. So I'm going back down. I'm gonna do 80. I hope you can hear my metronome here. Okay, so the next pattern is open D, 1, open D, 2, and I'm going to maintain that low 2. Okay, I'm going to do 2 clicks per note to start. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, go. to keep my knuckles nice and still. Breathing in. Checking my intonation. So you really want to do this speed until it feels like pretty much easy and very accurate. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next speed now. 1, 2, 3, go. Trying to keep both my fingers down when I go to that 2 finger. Very still wrist. Okay, now I'm going to go 2 notes per click. Ready, go. Okay, now 4 notes per click. Da, 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 da. Good. And when you're doing this, having a little bit of an accent on the click, da 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 da, that will keep you in line and keep you steady. Da 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 da. Okay, so now the next speed. Oh no, I've got to speed it up to 160. I think it'll be easier for us to keep track of. We'll see. Hopefully I can do this one. We'll find out. I'm going to stop method myself. Little burst. 1, 2, 3. Right, so I'm sort of like, and stop. And give the muscles a chance to like break, to relax. And I'm sort of working on that firing. Okay, whew, good enough for that one. Next, so I'm going back down to 80. Okay. So now, next pattern, 1, 2, 1, 3. It's a little bit trickier. Here we go. I'm going to play 1 note for 2 clicks. Here we go. Nice deep breath in. Ready, go. Now I'm going to do 1 note per click here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Now 2 notes per click. 1, 2, 3, go. 4 notes per click. Da, 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 da. Okay, dare I try the fastest speed? I dare. I dare. It might not be perfect, but that's okay. Hopefully you'll forgive me. Forgive me. I'm not perfect. Okay. And I'm gonna slur it because it's just so fast. So something I'm listening for is my resonating open G string. That's how I know I'm really in tune, is if I can hear, and it's probably not coming through on the video, but you'll be able to tell if it's really in tune, if your open string is kind of zinging along with you. Okay, just try it a couple more times and then I'll move on. Okay. Okay, moving on. Going back down to 80. Okay, so the next pattern is 2, 3, 2, 4. Again, with the fourth finger being super tricky, but we're gonna do it. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna sit ourselves up here and be patient with ourselves as we do this. This is an especially tricky pattern. Okay, here we go. 2 clicks per note. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. With my one finger every time I put that fourth finger down. Okay, shake, shake, shake. Now I'm going to do 1 note per click. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, 2 notes per click. 1 and 2, go. Okay. 4 notes per click. Da, 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 da. Okay, and now dare I go up to the last speed. Hands are sweating a little bit. Working hard over here. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna little burst it. Little burst. This one's really pretty tricky. we're doing okay. You just do what you can, you know. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think I'm done with that one. That one's pretty hard on the hand. Give it a shake, give it a shake. We're doing so good. What's awesome about these exercises is that everyone gets better from doing these. Everyone. Professional, beginner, doesn't matter. Everyone can learn from this. And we just do it as far as we can that day. And every day is different. And sometimes we have good days and sometimes we have less good days. Okay. So in the next pattern, it's like the last group of 3 on that first line in the book. I'm playing open D, 2, open 1. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start off. 2 clicks per note. Here we go. Make sure you're breathing when you're doing these. It's so easy to get really tense. So if you're finding yourself being really tense, let your jaw relax. And sometimes people even let their tongue come between their teeth so that you don't clench your jaw. So breathe. Try to feel relaxed in this whole area. Okay, now I'm going to do 1 note per click. Ready, go. Remember to breathe. Nice full bows. And now 2 notes per click. 1 and 2, go. Okay, now 4 notes per click. 1. Da 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 da. Shake it out, shake it out. I'm gonna bump up my click here. 280. Okay, here we go. This one's a little tricky, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew, got it. Okay, next one. I'm graduating to the next group. Okay, so the next group is 1, 3, 1, 2. Here we go. one note for 2 clicks. Last one here. Okay, great. And I'm going to play 1 note per click. Ready, go. And now 2 notes per click. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So as I'm doing this, I'm trying to get my wrist nice and still. And if I'm having trouble, I'm going to bring it forward. Bring my elbow forward, bring my hand forward, and my knuckles up a little higher. Okay, so now I'm doing 4 notes per click. Whew. Okay, so now I've got 180. Actually, it's 176. I don't know why my thing isn't doing 180 at the moment, but that's okay. So a little burst. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, three, 4. Okay, that's good enough. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's the last pattern on the page. We're doing so good. Okay. Or not the page, on the line, I guess. The whole page is a lot more patterns, but we're just doing the first line today. Okay. Okay, here we are. Last pattern. We've got low 2, 4, low 2, 3. This is probably the last or the hardest pattern in this series, I think. So, Godspeed. Okay. 1 note for 2 clicks. So I can already feel I need to get my wrist a little higher in order to reach that 4th finger. It's going to take a minute to like settle. But that low 2 and 4th finger is such a big reach. Okay, and I'm going to go 1 note per click this time, right? 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. I can feel that. Give it a little shake out. Now I'm going to go 2 notes per click. Okay, here we go. last one. Okay, good. So when you're doing these patterns, if you're feeling like the fourth finger is a little tricky or that low 2, then go ahead, set up your drone to be that F or A would be great for this particular pattern for intonation. Okay, so I was doing da, 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 da. Okay, so now I'm doing 4. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, go. Whew. Okay. Last but not least, going up to that 180, 160. Okay. Whatever. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm surprised. Okay. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. One last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That was so good. I feel very triumphant done doing all of those subjects, and I hope you do too. And I just walked us through how to do this, and feel free to break up this video. I know it's a mouthful, and do each little pattern in even smaller chunks, whatever works for you. I tried to hold them out longer so that people could sort of like play and then like maybe jump back in if they get thrown off the train tracks or something. So just do what you can. Just play what you can, and it's enough, and it's wonderful, and you will feel better after doing it. You will feel like you are getting stronger, and it works. Just trust me, it totally works. It's worth every moment. So thank you so much for playing Sevcik with me. I love it oh so very much, and I hope you can develop a love for it too. Okay, bye. See you next time.